This video is sponsored by Car Vertical. Don't forget to use my promo code HIGHPEAK for 20% off each and every check that you do.
Hello and welcome back to more High Peak. Well, I'm not at my desk today, I'm currently driving through France, and that's given me an idea for today's video. As I've mentioned many times over the years, I'm not a big fan of French cars, and over the years I've bought quite a few stinkers. So I thought today I'd go through some of the worst French cars I've ever bought. And these are quite funny videos actually, so stay tuned. The cars featured in this list caused me an awful lot of pain, misery, and cost me a lot of money. But at least the videos are funny, so there's something. And most of these cars now live on as Coke cans and washing machines, so that's good. Every cloud. It makes me feel good to know that they're no longer plaguing the roads, so I've done something for mankind, haven't I? First up on the list then is a Citroën C4 Picasso that I bought. This was a dreadful car. It had that terrible semi-automatic gearbox, which I think, if I remember correctly, wouldn't change out a third gear. It is quite a funny video, this, so have a look. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today you join me in my mother's Lexus NX. I've just picked it up to go and take it for a wash and fill the tank full of fuel. And I've just had a call from work, and I've bought one of my least favourite cars of all time. Straight away you'll be thinking that that's a Nissan Juke, but there's actually a car that I hate even more. It's a Citroën C4 Picasso, and they are hateful things. I detest them. Generally speaking, it's the same sorts of people who buy these as the Nissan Juke, only these people tend to have a stronger hatred for birth control. What this is essentially is a van in which you can carry around your unruly brood. The children in the back tend to vomit, defecate, throw food, crush food into the carpet, spill milk. There are usually a couple of hairy dogs in the boot as well, just to make the whole mixture a bit more potent. But that isn't my main issue with them. I can see that they're very practical, so I do understand the appeal. No, my main issue is that they're so unreliable, and they're normally bought by people who don't know a dipstick from a drive shaft, so they're just never maintained properly. They're way too complicated, they're not built well, they always have a silly electronic handbrake in the button somewhere up here, and that always seems to fail. They have loads of complex electronics which always seem to fail, and there's always a flurry of warning messages. I guarantee I'll have several on this, something like ABS system fault or depollution system fault. That's a common one. It just makes me shudder thinking about them. I hate them. And hate's a strong word, but I don't think it goes far enough to describe my dislike of these cars. This particular car I haven't seen yet. Actually, no, that's not true. I have seen this car from a distance. Last weekend it was at the garage being traded in, and I happened to drive past and nip in for something, and I saw it parked outside. So I have seen it from probably 20 metres away. And that's the kind of distance I like to keep between me and the Citroën C4 Picasso at all times. Anyway, I know two things about it. I know that it's a 2007, and I know that it's in a sky blue sort of colour. Oh, I also know that it's quite cheap. I paid just £300 for this, so I'm not expecting a very nice example, but we'll see. What I'm actually hoping for is that it's completely buggered so I can scrap it and keep another turd off our roads. I think I'll be doing everybody a favour. They're quite a big, heavy car, so for its weight alone I should get most of my £300 back. I don't know this for sure, but it's probably semi-auto. A lot of them were, and they're absolutely garbage. You get whiplash every time it changes gear. They're useless. What's stupid is that Citroën should know better. These cars were marketed as being very cheap to run. I think they're only £20 or £30 a year to tax. They'll do 50 or 60 miles per gallon. They were targeting not very well off people. They were targeting your average working class family. So why the hell did they make them so complicated and expensive to fix? Wouldn't it have been better to equip it with a traditional handbrake that was more reliable? Wouldn't it have been better to equip it with a standard automatic gearbox with a torque converter, rather than an automated manual which always brakes? Wouldn't it have been better to make these cars less complex so the people who actually bought them could afford to run them and service them and maintain them? Then it could have been a cheap and cheerful workhorse for the average working family. But no. Anyway, let's go and have a look, shall we? Well, we're here. It's quite a good colour. It's Manchester City blue. The headlamps can do with a buff. It looks quite dirty, but for £300 that looks like a bit of a bargain actually. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it looks a bit too good to scrap, unfortunately. A little bit of paint chipping and flaking on the front bumper. The front number plate's cracked. It's an F plate, which means it's from the Fens, which is the east side of the UK. Central East, is it? That sort of area. The wheels want a good clean. The front fog lamp's got water in it. Fairly standard really, isn't it, for one of those? Right, before we look around it, let me do a quick vehicle history check. So, as always, I'm going to go to carvertical.com, type in the vehicle reg, which in this case is Foxtrot Papa 07 Tango X-Ray Kilo. This is currently checking database in dozens of countries. It's checking millions of cars to make sure it's never been involved in any accidents, never had a mileage rollback. It's checking to make sure there's no outstanding finance on it. And as quick as that, the report is ready. So, view report. That is a Citroën C4 If you want to do one of these checks for yourself, and I urge you to do so before you hand over any cash, then click the link below in the video description and use the promo code HIGHPEAK and you get 10% off each and every vehicle check that you do. The mileage is fine, no fraud was disclosed. Ah, right, this is interesting actually, because it doesn't really matter at 300 quid, does it? So, no mileage fraud's been disclosed, it's never been stolen, but this vehicle has been damaged. It has been involved in a recorded accident. I didn't know that. But, on the bright side, there's no outstanding finance on it. It was manufactured in January 2007, but it wasn't registered in the UK until July 2007. It also shows the maintenance it's had as well. I can't imagine it's had much, to be honest, but it had some maintenance in 2009. It had its first MOT in 2010. It had another MOT in 2011, and there were some advisory items already on a 4-year-old car. Just shouldn't happen, should it? More advisory items every single year. It currently has an MOT until March, so not long to go. Near side front suspension arm pin or bush worn. Outside front outer drive shaft CV boot severely deteriorated. Rear brake pads wearing thin. Oil leak but not excessive. Offside front suspension arm pin or bush worn. And front brake disc worn. Lovely stuff. So it's never been stolen, that's all clear. And the mileage at the last MOT was 97,000 miles. Not too high, is it really, for one of those? Let's get to the juicy part then, the damage. So it was damaged in November 2018. Now the damage, it was recorded in the UK as a Category N write-off. So, now in the UK they changed the way that they describe these, so there's either a Cat N now or a Cat S. Category N means non-structural, Category S means structural. We'll have a look around it actually and see if I can work out where the damage was. Sometimes on these car vertical checks it can actually show you photographs of the damage it sustained, but on this occasion it hasn't done. I've used it in the past and it's actually showed me photographs of the damage, so it can be really handy. The approximate market value of this car when the seller is a company is £1,750, or as a private party, £1,489. Let's go down to the spec and equipment. So it's a Citroën C4 Estate 2006 1.6 litre diesel. Automatic. It doesn't really matter, I'll show you how bad these autos are. We've got a checklist of things to look out for, so DPF failure, standard, turbo failure due to oil starvation, lovely stuff. Short clutch life on the automatics, that's because they're an automated manual and they are garbage. Premature throttle butterflies wear, don't even know what that means. Wiring looms can corrode and break where the hatch meets the body. Beware of head gasket failure. Lovely stuff, right. Let's go and have a look around it then. Okay then, let's go and have a look. Well, we've only got one key, but on the bright side, it still actually works. Just spotted some corrosion here on the bottom of the door. We have got a dynamo. Not sure if that's been made by that magician. We're on about 5mm of tread though there. Apart from the bit of corrosion on the door, the bodywork looks okay. It's a good colour. On the front here we've got a ZT1000 made by a company called Zetex. That's a new one on me, I've never heard of that. We do need some new front brake discs there. The wheels are all curbed and corroded. Some scuffs here on these big horrible wing mirrors. I can't imagine Pablo Picasso signing off this design, can you? Hideous, absolutely hideous. That reminds me actually when I touched that, the wings are plastic. Let's try and work out where this had a bump then. Straight away I'm thinking the front plate's cracked. It might have had a front end. It has actually, because someone's painted this and then it started to peel. You can see the colour difference as well, can't you, in the fact that that doesn't meet properly. So I would say it's had, and you can see the runs in the lacquer. Can you see that on the camera? I'm not sure. Well, yeah, based on the peeling paint and the runs in the lacquer, that's definitely had probably a minor front end whack, to be honest. I wouldn't have thought it would have broken the lights, because the lights look original. They're all worn. Need a buff. That's all bent. I don't know whether that's normal or not. We've got the horrendous panoramic roof there. I don't know why you need more sunlight inside a hideous car like that. Have we got another matching Zetex? Oh, we do. Look at that. Zetex. Someone in the comments now is going to tell me that they're actually made by Pirelli and they're very good tyres, but I doubt it. Finger marks here. We've got a matching dynamo on that side. It looks like it's had more paint down this side. You see the difference in colour between that panel there, that wheel arch, and that back door. 50 Shades of Blue this, isn't it? Well, the actual tyre tread depths aren't bad. Some rust there. Yeah, that's definitely had paint, that panel. It's appalling. We've got matching front and rear number plates, central car and van sails. Some dents in the tailgate. Okay. Well, my central locking works. Oh, it's a VTR Plus. Wow. And inside we've got a, why is it beeping at me already? Got a very saggy seat there, saggy bottom. Smells of cigarettes, general filth really. Oh, that's what I always hated about, ow. What a clever design that is, isn't it? Stick the dash out so you whack your shin on it every time you get in. That's what I always hated about these, the fact they put the climate control there. It's in the last place you'd look. Auto, look at that. Hideous. Hideous. We've got a cool box here. Some cup holders. Oh, we've got 4 cup holders. Tell you what, I'm slowly changing my mind about these. Cup holder central. Got a cover here so that nobody steals the no brand radio. Just what you want. What currency is that? $1/4. $1/4. Yeah, right, okay. From South Carolina, the Palmetto State. Very good. Fairly well travelled, this car, isn't it? Got a jelly belly thing there. Even with all these air fresheners, it still stinks. Look at this. Who thought that was a good idea? Why would you need to see more daylight? Especially in England. Look at the grey sky. Oh yeah, let's see more of that. We've got glove compartments everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Feel the quality as well. What a quality item. Right, more good quality there. We've got Citroën breakdown assistance. The key card. People always lose those actually. I'm quite pleased we've got that. Not that it makes any difference really, but it had a service in 2009. That's the one that Car Vertical told us, wasn't it? Somebody called Steve certifies that the service was done. Cheers, Steve. And that's just the, I thought that was a service book. Oh, what have we got in here? We've got some sort of OBD tracker, is it? I don't know. Diesel cars, nitro. God knows. Got some pens. That's to whiz out the radio. In fact, I might keep those, they're handy. But I'd say they're not for that. Or maybe they are. Might use those in a minute to poke my own eyes out. Is there any service history? Nope, I'd say not. You know what, this actually isn't that bad. They're normally in far worse condition than this. Those back seats don't look too abused. Let's go and have a closer look. Well, it really just wants a good vacuuming, really. Got a spare door handle there, detachable. Oh, look at this. Like being business class, isn't it? Joking apart, they are very good family cars because you get 3 independent individual seats. So they'll take 3 car seats, and it's one of the few cars that'll do that. Ah, we've got some missing, don't know what should go there, but some kids had their foot through that, haven't they? Yes, that's exactly what's happened there. We got any treasures in the boot? If I could be bothered to break a car, you'd get loads for this in bits. The parcel shelf's probably worth 50 quid. Toolkit, well, jack, locking wheel nut. I don't think anyone's stealing these wheels, do you? Bit optimistic, that Citroën, if you ask me. Let's have a look under the bonnet then. It's French, so I've got to open the passenger door. Wasn't much resistance there. Let's see if I can see any damage. Well, there is loads of oil residue everywhere here. Oil or fuel. It's all a bit grim, isn't it, that? There is seepage and weepage everywhere. I can't see any damage to the chassis legs. I think something's been made in Morocco there. Yazaki Morocco, whatever that is, I don't know. Yeah, there's no damage there. It must have had quite a mild nudge then, really, in order to write this off. But then I guess they might have estimated the damage was £800 maybe, and at that time the car might have only been worth £2 so they'd have written it off anyway. Should we fire up this bad boy? See why it's beeping. Oh, there we go. I've not even started it and handbrake faulty. Look at that. What an absolute lemon. This, by the way, you see this here? Peugeot's had this as well. You could buy, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you could buy like some sort of air freshener kit for it and pop it in the dash somewhere. And then it would just spray out air freshener. I guess to camouflage the smell of your children's vomit in the back. Should we fire her up? Well, it's telling me it's 0 degrees outside and it isn't. Oh, gearbox faulty as well. Everything's faulty on this. Why won't it start? Just put it in neutral, that might help. Oh yes. Lovely stuff. So, we've got a faulty radio by the sounds of it. No signal at all. Huh? Climb, oh there, oh dear. Can you, we've got a bit of a misfire, guys. Let's turn this. This is shaking like a ESP fault, ABS fault, engine light, handbrake fault, gearbox fault. What an absolute turd. Well, I think we're going to scrap this because particulate filter, additive level, fog lamp bulb faulty, okay. Risk of ice? I don't think so, it's about 12 degrees. What a lemon. Right, I've selected auto. I quite like that, I quite like the lever, but what it's connected to is just terrible. And also you get this steering wheel where the centre never moves. Don't know why they thought that was a good idea. We've got paddles here, in case you're feeling like Schumacher. Are we in drive then? Are we in drive? Why doesn't it tell me? Oh, there's... Huh? I don't know whether that's really... Oh, there we go, right. That button's broke though. I don't know whether you saw that, but it just collapsed. Hang on, let me put this camera around. I think I might need my seatbelt for this. How's that? Can you see me? Preparing myself for whiplash here. Right. Cool, calm. Can you hear that? Why did they make a car like this? It's got very knocking suspension. In fact, should we take this on a longer drive? Just for a laugh. It's beeping to tell me to put my seatbelt on. In case you're wondering, this seatbelt. Oh, what an absolute nail. Has it got reverse gear? Oh, it does. Let's take this on a longer drive then. I don't know whether this handbrake's going to work. Yeah? Okay. I've just opened the gate, so it'll have to be quick. Handbrake off or not? There we go. Bit of wheel spin. What an absolute turd. This needs scrapping. Very good. Nice subtle change there. Quite quick on the old paddles. That beeping would get irritated, wouldn't it, after a while? Especially on a long journey. Oh, hang on a minute. I was blaming... Oh, no. I thought for a second I had it in manual mode. I thought that's why it wasn't changing gear. There's really no life in this, is there? What I was thinking of doing was to give it to my mate who buys and sells cheap bangers to see if he could do anything with it, but I think I'll just scrap it, save everyone the stress. I can smell exhaust fumes as well, which can't be good. Pulls alright there. Little kick down there. It's probably quite a dangerous car, this. I've got an ABS light on, ESP light on. The suspension's knocky, wants front brake discs. The gearbox is buggered. The only thing between me and the road are some Z-Tech tyres. Not sure what they're like in the wet. No, it's not changing up at all. I want fourth, give me fourth. May the fourth be with you. Yeah, so it won't go into fourth. Third is as good as it gets. This, by the way, guys, is a 102,000 mile car. Should be more life in it than that, shouldn't there? The good people over at Citroën really want flogging. Right, well, I think before I stray too far and it breaks and I've got to walk back, I think I'll turn round and then I shall call the scrap people. I assume this is a 6-speed box, so we've only got half the gears. This is one of the worst things I've driven in some time. Will we get fourth? Why no fourth? I'm intrigued to see what I'll get for it in scrap. It's quite a heavy car, this. I've given £300 for it, spent nothing on it. Depends on the price of metal, doesn't it? I don't know about you, but I've now got a headache. That's not going to make things any better, is it? Did you see that Range Rover Sport then, by the way? That sums up Range Rover Sport ownership. It had an urban kit on it. It was in like a matte green and it was just dumped on the curb so nobody could get past. You wouldn't catch the owner of a full-size Range Rover doing something like that, would you? You all having a good weekend? What are you all up to? I'll be honest, mine could be better. Ah, what an absolute lemon. This is why I work every day, so I don't have to drive something like this. At least it comes fully equipped with a cooler box, so I can keep my sandwiches nice and cold. Perfect while I'm waiting for the RAC, isn't it, that? This is painful. You know what's funny? Actually not funny, tragic really. Every single Citroën C4 I've ever bought has been like this. They're all this bad. Dare I get out? Do I trust the handbrake? I have to be quick, aren't I? I can hear, now the engine's on, I can hear one of the injectors chuffing. You can hear it like. Oh no! I think the handbrake's locked on here. Please don't do this to me. Couldn't have broken down in a worse place. Right in the entrance to the car park here. I can't leave it here. Right, let's start again. It stinks of diesel. Just wait, give it 10 seconds to cool down, and then I'll try the handbrake again. Right then, Citroën, don't mess me around anymore. Disengaged, thank heavens for that. Right, I don't want to be in this any longer, so I'm going to call the scrap people and see if they'll come out on a weekend and pick up this absolute lemon. I'll catch up with you shortly. Right, well, I've just got off the phone with the scrap people and they're going to come and collect it tomorrow. They paid me £320 for it on a bank transfer, which, to be honest, I'm over the moon with. £20 profit. Way! Yes, get in. But it hasn't done anything to change my views on Citroën C4 Picassos, especially the semi-autos. They're always like that. When people ask me why I've got a bias against French cars, that is the reason. Most of them are absolute rubbish. Well, that was the C4 Picasso. A hateful, stinking car that eventually scrapped and lost about £100 on. But still, I think that was the best £100 I've ever spent. Next up then is another Picasso. This one's the slightly smaller but no less hateful C3 Picasso. You know, Pablo Picasso really does have a lot to answer for, doesn't he? Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today you join me in this beautiful Oxford Green E46 330 convertible, which I've just bought. I don't really know why. I'm afraid I haven't got an answer for you. I just saw it and loved it, so I thought I'll just keep that as a bit of a toy. I just love this era of BMWs. Late 90s, early 2000s was really, for me anyway, peak BMW. Anyway, I shall do a separate video with that at a later date. The reason for today's video is I've just bought a Citroën. That's all the details I have, I'm afraid. A Citroën for £300. I don't know what model it is, don't know what colour it is, don't know the mileage, don't know anything at all. It's just come in part exchange against a more expensive car at the garage. I've got the key, one single solitary key, so I'm going to drive to the car park at work where it's parked and figure out, well, firstly, which Citroën it is, and then have a bit of a tour of it and see what it's like. At £300, I can't really go wrong. I've said this to you before with other cheap videos, but at 300 quid, it doesn't really matter if it's a complete, well, it doesn't even matter if it drives. If it doesn't drive, it shall be scrapped for 250 maybe. So I can't lose an awful lot. I'm hoping though it's quite nice, in which case it might be worth double or triple that. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I shall see you there shortly. For now, I'm just enjoying going back 21 years. It's so nice to be in something that's just simple. It's a real analogue driving experience, this. I just love it. Well, we're here, guys, so let's play a little game of let's find the £300 Citroën. I hope it's not that. There's a Citroën C4 Grand Picasso thing there. If it is that, my day has just got significantly worse. I hate those cars. I purposely don't buy those cars because they're just garbage. I hate them. It can't be that. That's a 63, late 2013. That would be two. Even though I wouldn't give you £300 for it, it's going to be worth more than £300. No, it's not that. Hyundai i10, Suzuki Alto, Audi TT, Audi TT. Hers and hers, matching pair. Ah! The Citroën C3 Picasso there. In city blue. Can't be that, surely. That's worth more than 300 quid, hasn't it? Moment of truth time. It bloody is. Look at that. Well, I think I've had a result here because I was expecting with this one shabby key, I was expecting something like an old Citroën C3 or a Citroën C4 or something semi-auto, something hateful. But that actually doesn't look too bad. That's actually very tidy. I smell a bit of a rat here, so we're going to do a vehicle history check. Now, as always, I use a company called Car Vertical. So all you need to do is go to carvertical.com, type in the vehicle reg, which in this case is Mike Victor 60, Whiskey Victor Sierra. I forgot what V stood for then. This will check to see if it's been involved in any accidents, to see whether it's got outstanding finance on it, see how many owners, the MOT, all that sort of stuff. And it's crucial you do a check like this before you buy a car. If you click the link below in the video description, use the promo code HIGHPEAK, you'll get 10% off each and every check that you do. It's really crucial you do this. I know I'm technically doing it after the event, but for £300 it doesn't really matter. But if you're spending any sort of money, you need to do one of these checks. It's just checking databases in dozens of countries, which is more than any other similar system. I suspect for £300 this has been involved in an accident. The bodywork looks quite tidy, but it's not to say at some point it hasn't had a whack. And the report's done, look at that. So there's no mileage fraud, it's never been stolen, never been involved in accidents. This gets better. And no outstanding finance. So it's all clear. So I've bought a Citroën C3 Picasso, a late 2010, in city blue, for 300 quid. Seems too cheap, that. Perhaps when we get to it, there's no clutch in it or something like that. Right, let's see if there's any MOT. The last MOT was done in February. That's a result. So it's MOT till next February 23. There were 2 advices on front tyres. The tread depths were below the requirements of 1.6. Oh no, that was a fail. Right, so it's passed with no advices. That's a result, isn't it? The mileage at the last MOT was 131. So quite high, but having said that, for a 12-year-old car, that's bang on average, isn't it? It's all clear, all clear, all clear. The current market value for this car is £1,760. I think I've had a result here. I'm never this lucky, am I? You know by now. I'm just not this lucky. Let's go and have a look then, see how bad it is. I'll tell you what, I'm loving using this car. I've had so many 330s over the years. It is like meeting up with an old friend. That sounds corny, doesn't it? Right, moment of truth. Well, that looks very good so far. We've got a Michelin on the back. Who puts Michelins on a C3 Picasso? Although that does look quite old, doesn't it? As we know, that's the date stamp, so it is the 10th week of 2015, so that's an old tyre, that. Bodywork looks very tidy though. What a good colour that is as well. On the front we've got a Delinte, budget brand, but that's new, so there we go. 27th week of 21 that was made. A little bit of rust there, but it's had a little bit of a whack here on the front because that's sticking out and the paint's flaking. But not bad, is it? Original Citroën Manchester plate. So the bump can't have been that bad, otherwise the plate would have been cracked. We've got a matching Delinte here with about 5mm of tread left. No corrosion on that arch, and very straight down the panels there. Because it's got folding mirrors, this will be an exclusive, is it? Do they call it? Got a bit of a key mark there, but I think I could touch that in. On the back we've got a matching Michelin. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? A matching Michelin. And also that's even older, 48th week of 14. So ideally it wants 2 rear tyres because they're like slicks. And we've got a matching Citroën Manchester plate. Little bit of a impact mark there, but it's got rear sensors. Oh, that's nice, Manchester B. Although, oh, it is an exclusive, there you go. Unfortunately, I know my stuff, don't I? Inside, what have we got? It's got that Citroën smell. You'll know exactly what I mean. Hey, tell you what, this is all right, you know. It's done 136,000 miles. Can you see that? 136. Let's have a look under the bonnet then. Where's these French fits around the other side? Just got a static shock. Plenty of safety pins there for some reason. one of my business cards. It's a bit grubby, but quite clean, really. It's even got the blinds, look. Look at that, like an S-Class. So look in bolt. How is this £300? Dirty, but with a quick clean. Lewis never got his birthday card, did he? Poor Lewis. It wants a good clean, this, but there is profit in this car, without a doubt. There we go. Someone's been decorated. On right-hand drive Citroëns, because the fuse box goes here, you get this pathetic little glove box. Looking for a book pack and there isn't one, but £300, I can't be too greedy. I don't even know what engine this is. Is it 1.6 diesel? I'm going to guess 1.6 diesel. It was last serviced at... Oh, I've just rubbed the mileage off it. Can't work out where that says. Oh, 15,000 miles. Okay, a long time ago then. Got excited and I thought it said 135. Let's fire up then and see how many warning lights we've got, because this is so far too good to be true. Okay, we've got no fuel whatsoever. That's not a problem, we can put some in. It is indeed a diesel. And, oh, I was going to say the engine light's on, but the engine light's gone off. ABS system faulty. Oh, it's a bit of a smoke, look at that. Bloody hell. Okay. I knew it was too good to be true. We've got a bit of a misfire. Sounds quite lumpy. And it is smoking heavily. 5-speed manual.
Round and round in my head.
But a key 103 there. Local fella. Alright, so we've got cruise control, auto lights. Quite a good spec this. How many windows work? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, all the windows work. Have we got the little bus driver's mirror? Look at that. So you can keep your eye on the shenanigans going on in the back. I hate stuff like that. I always thought that these things here look like soap dishes, which is ironic with a C3 Picasso, because most C3 Picasso owners wouldn't know what soap is. Have I got enough fuel to creep me to the petrol station? Or am I going to have a breakdown? Let me just grab my camera stuff from this car and then we'll take it for a quick drive. Well, the sensors work. Clutch is a bit heavy. Handbrake's quite high. Clicks on its last click. Right, let me turn it off and save the diesel for a second. Right, and we are back. Let's take this little cherub for a drive via the petrol station. Fuel level too low, ABS system faulty. That ABS system fault could be something like a sensor. That might be a simple fix. Well, I've got to say, it drives all right, you know. That little bit of a misfire is gone. I think it might have just been low fuel, you know. Let's put some fuel in it then and see which side's my thing on. Not that side. Process of elimination must be on your side. Right, well, I've just treated it to 15 pounds of diesel, which bought me about 3 litres. Let's get this show on the road. You know, the good thing with this era of Citroën diesel was the road tax, I think, is about 20 quid or 30 quid. It's cheap, and it'll do about 60 miles per gallon. So you can see why people buy them. It's not smoking now, actually. That's weird. I've just put 15 pounds of diesel in it. The gauge hasn't moved at all. Perhaps it's got a dodgy sender unit or dodgy fuel gauge. Still, at least we know now that it has got some fuel. Ah, that's my foot to the board and we're doing 15 miles an hour and it's smoking terribly. What a roller coaster this job is, isn't it? There I was thinking I could sell this to a mate of mine for £600 or £700 instantly. But the car has got other ideas. 70, 90 miles an hour, 21? No, this needs a turbo or something, this, or an EGR. Another diesel, another unreliable diesel. Terrific. Right, well this shall be quite a short test drive then, unfortunately, because the car is a bit buggered. Let's spin this around. Call the scrap company, I suppose. Just another example of a car that's probably too good to scrap but isn't worth fixing. This is the problem. In my mind, I know it's 12 years old, but in my mind this still looks like a modern car. It's sitting in your driveway quite respectably, I think. I mean, not my driveway, I don't like them, but there's nothing wrong with it, it's not a complete shed. On the bright side, you never get any speeding tickets, will you? Oh yeah. It is smoking like a trooper out back. I'm going to wait for a gap in the traffic now, so vast, to allow for this very slow Citroën. That's my foot completely to the floor. 23, 25, 27. That's the speed limit, 30. Oh well. I can now see why it was £300. No such thing as a free lunch, is there, in this world, guys? It's weird, I'm praying now nobody flashes to let me go because I don't have the speed. Something else that's weird, I don't have a warning light on. I've got one for ABS, but that's not related. You'd have thought this would have brought on an engine light. There's clearly something wrong with its turbo, or injectors, or EGR, or DPF. Could be anything, really. Or a mixture of things, as is often the case. It actually drives in a straight line though. It's smoking quite heavily. I've got a James Bond style smoke screen behind me, so bad that I can't see the VW. I think it's a Golf. I can't really tell. Should we see if the air conditioning works? It's quite a warm day. Yay, nay? Yay. Works. What a shame, because this is just a bit too good to scrap, isn't it? But with 136,000 miles on the clock, it isn't worth... No, there we go, misfire again. Oh, and it's smoking. Oh, this is embarrassing. That cyclist there is just shaking. I've just gone past a cyclist and buried him in a cloud of smoke, and he's just shaking his head at me. Right, I best not go any further, this is appalling. Oh, that's, oh dear. That's really black smoke. This car, I mean, if it doesn't have any service history, if it was last serviced at 15,000 miles, it might just be so choked up that it wants a very good. No. Who am I kidding? It's terminal, isn't it? What a shame. What a shame. So we've got an ABS fault, faulty fuel gauge, and a faulty turbo slash engine. Oh, well that's not good. Can you hear that? That's the injectors, I think. Sounds like a diesel locomotive. What an absolute crock. It's funny, I did a video recently talking about automatic cars and I quickly glossed over Citroën because I said just don't buy one, they're garbage. And the hate I got in the comments. You're so judgmental towards French cars. Yes, that's because they're naff. I don't have these feelings without good reason. I do have good reason for my dislike of them. It's because of too many moments like this. Oh, that's white smoke now. I think we've got a new pope. Right, well I shall park it back up where I found it and I'll call Jake Davidson and get him to come and pick it up and crush it. What a pity. Well, that's another hateful Citroën off the road. I scrapped that one and lost about £80. Great business. I think that's enough hateful Citroëns for one day. Let's try something else. We're going to head over to Peugeot. This next one was a sporty coupe cabriolet that I bought for just £500. I know what you're thinking, that seems like a bit of a bargain, doesn't it? A nice little convertible sports car that you drive for just £500? How bad can it be? Well, the answer is, as you'll soon see, very bad. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today feels like the first day of spring, so when I was offered a cheap convertible earlier, it seemed like a no-brainer. Unfortunately, it's a diesel manual Peugeot 207cc, so let's not get carried away, but the principle's still the same. You can drop the roof and get some wind in your hair and some flies in your mouth. Lovely. That's if the roof works, of course, and being an old Peugeot, it probably doesn't. Still, I've only paid £500 for this car, so I can't really go wrong, can I? Can I? Can I? Like I said, it's a diesel, and generally speaking, Peugeot diesels are, they're all right. Well, they're better than the petrols anyway. If the French know how to do one thing well, apart from striking and eating cheese, it's how to make a decent diesel engine. Apart from that one they use in Land Rovers that always seems to snap its crank. In fact, thinking about it, I don't know where I'm really going with this. I bought this off a friend of mine and it belonged to a friend of his, and he's kindly dropped it off for me. Not in the usual car park, no. He's dropped it off in a storage yard that I'm currently using, which used to be a scrap yard. So I'm hoping that isn't a sign. I'm just hoping it's slightly better than scrap, but it's 50-50, isn't it? Who knows? Anyway, right, let's go and have a look, shall we? I'll see you there. Well, we're here. It always makes me laugh coming to this place because it's just littered with my scrap, basically. That's my Hyundai Tucson. I haven't done a video with that, but it came in part exchange and it's only done 70. It's petrol, and I just thought it had a little bit of life left in it. So I've spent £600 or £700 on it, getting it through a clean MOT, and it will continue to be on the roads for a little bit longer. That's my O2 Range Rover. That's my courtesy car. That's my Renault Velsatis. I was going to do a video with that because it's now nearly done, but the clutch collapsed. That's my Navara with no chassis. That's my Jeep Cherokee with no chassis. And that's the Peugeot. Last but not least. So it's black. Oh, it's got a leather interior. That's a GT then, isn't it, with a leather interior? Sad. The headlamps want buffing. It's a 2008. I've seen worse. I've bought worse. Right, let me do a quick vehicle history check then using Car Vertical. Let's see if we can learn a little bit more about this old Peugeot. So it's really easy to use. All you do is go to carvertical.com, type in the reg or the VIN. Now in this case it is Yankee Lima 08, so it's a Yorkshire car. Uniform Juliet Victor, check vehicle. This will tell us whether it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. And it's really important that you do one of these checks before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike. If you'd like to save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do, use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, or alternatively, click the link below in the video description. It's as easy as that. It's currently checking databases in dozens of countries. I just want to see what was going on in the last MOT. I'm told it's done 130,000 miles, I mean, in its day, and its day was a long time ago, let's not forget that. In its day, that was quite a desirable car, really. A black GT convertible with a leather interior. Right, and the report's ready. So let's check this out. So it's never been clocked. There's no outstanding finance. There's no recorded accident damage. That's good. And it's never been stolen. Perfect. And its last MOT, it had done 130,000 miles, nearly 131. And it had only done a couple of thousand miles a year since. Right. Okay. Well, since 2020, when the world shut down, it had done 129 at that point. But, the last MOT was in June 21. That's nearly 3 years ago. Which means, there's no current MOT on this. We can't test drive it. What a bummer. That's a shame, isn't it? I was really looking forward to driving this. This is interesting. The average market price for such a vehicle is £2,500. Might be worth fixing, mightn't it? It's the 89 horsepower diesel. Alright, okay then. Let's see if there are any advisory items on the last MOT. It's had a plate change. So since the ownership changed in 2019, it's done very few miles, really. Right, okay then. It failed, and there were a few advisory items. I suppose we need to go and have a look around it then, don't we? We could drive it just down this little lane. But it makes me wonder where's it been sitting for 3 years? Unless someone's passed away, perhaps. We've only got the one key, but it is a flip key, and it still works, I think. Well, the flip does, at least. We've got a number there for the RAC, which might come in handy later. Okay, then. Well, there she is. We've got some curbed, abused wheels. Faded headlamps that need a buff. Mould everywhere. And I mean everywhere. I know mould's not the right word, is it? But I don't really know how else to describe it. But it's just been parked up for a very long time, this. Look at that in the mirror. Oh. Oof, I just got a whiff of mould then inside. Lovely. On the back then we've got its original Evans Halshaw plate. Now tyre-wise, that is a triangle, no expense spared. Up front we've got a Landsail, right. I'm building an image here of how this car's been looked after. That's been opened against a door there and creased. Still, £500, I can't complain, can I? Will it start, though, is the question. What have we got here? We've got a Sport X tyre. Oh, that's from Triangle. Couch there. That actually is looking like the better buy than that right now. And we've got a Landsail. So we've got Landsails on the front, Triangles on the back. There we go. Right, this really isn't good for your health, is it? Breathing in all this minging mould. Let me open this one. Create a through draft. Right. Well, we've got a leather interior. We've got lots of Aldi tat from the centre aisle. Look at this. Have you ever seen something like this? That's a piece of wood that he's... Or she? No, it's a he, isn't it? I guess it's a he. They've made to fit in that little storage. I mean, that's quite a clever idea, really, isn't it? I was mocking at first, but that's actually quite clever. Somebody with a lot of time on their hands, though. We've got the phone holder there, and then that, I guess, for a notepad. I don't know. What on earth? Why would you... Lots of wires here for lots of aftermarket tat. Deary me. Plenty of sockets here, because you never know. One's never enough, is it? Let's get more of them. Don't know what that is, to be honest. Do you know? USB points. Classic Peugeot build quality down here. Right. That's off the battery, I think, isn't it? We've got that, which you put around the handbrake and gear lever, I think, so no one steals it. which on a car like this is a complete waste, isn't it? Nobody's going to steal this. Nobody in their right mind. Is there any service history? Let's have a look then, shall we? Oh, I see a book. We're in luck here, I think. Carry out MOT and repairs, that was in 2019. Brake calipers. And the service book here, right. Let's have a look. Oh, it's looking good. It was done in 07, 08, 10, 10, 12, 13. And then nothing. Good job it was only 11 years ago, its last service, otherwise I'd be worried now. Should we fire up there? Oh, there's the notepad. That could have gone around that little thing there, couldn't it? And a pen. They're good pens, actually. So far, then, that's the best thing about this car. Oh, we've got more tat up here. Hang on, look at this. We've got more tat. Is that for a sat-nav? I don't know, that doesn't feel like the best quality. An auto-dimming mirror, though. And we've got, look at this black mould. Mould everywhere. Oh dear. Everywhere. On the roof. All over the valance. Oh dear. Do you ever stop and think, what am I doing with my life? Just had one of those moments. I'm sat in a scrapyard in Stockport in a mouldy 207cc. Where did it all go wrong? Right, well, it is as flat as anything, so I need to get this jumped, don't I? Luckily for me, this isn't my first rodeo. In the boot of my Range Rover, as always, is my booster pack. So let's go and get some power on this battery and see if it fires up. Pop that then. There's not much resistance there. Right. What have we here then? We've got the old HDI 16 there. Bosch battery, which is completely dead. Tell you what, I always come prepared. Hook this up like so. I always forget which one you're supposed to do first, but on something like this, it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, we've got power. It's alive, I think. It is alive. Shut my door before my battery goes flat. Let's see if this crock starts then, shall we? Oh, we've not looked in the boot, have we? What have we got here? Genuinely wasn't expecting that. We've got a soiled blanket. Looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it? This may or may not have been owned by somebody that was into kidnapping. We've got a dehumidifier, that's working overtime. Need one of those up front, really. We've got some. I don't even want to root. It's like a crime scene. This machine mark, bit of light reading, some water. Is that a ground sheet? I don't know. Not really into camping. No idea. No idea. I just wanted to see if my roof works. So you got to close that, haven't you? And the roof should fold back into this. But I don't know about you, but I've not got much faith in it. We'll try it. We'll give it a whirl. Okay then, will it start? Oh yes, we've got capital. Oh no, we haven't. Q103. Was there a CD in? Nope. It's telling me it's the 1st of January 2003. Well, it fired right up. Sounds like it's chuffing a little bit. But look at the fuel gauge. We've got 3/4 tank of diesel. Right. Well, she fired straight up. Who'd have thought it? Right. Let's put this roof down then, shall we? I think you've got to press and hold this one. It's making all the right noises. Oh, yes. I'm just going to get cold water down my back. I can feel it. Oh, ye of little faith. There we go. And my mouldy roof problem is now a thing of the past. Quite impressed. Yeah, can you hear that chuffing? Injector seal or something? Who wants to see if this thing drives? We can go down this little private road, can't we? Try and do a wheel spin. Right. My window is a little bit reluctant to play along. My heater works. It stinks of diesel. So that is a chuffing injector. I can hear it, I can smell it, I can feel it. Oh, we've got auto lights. Cleaned up, if you got rid of all this tat, it would tidy up all right, this. Nothing really wrong with it. I've not put my seatbelt on because it'll be full of... Oh, it's not. It feels... I'm not bothering, we're on a private road. It feels damp, but it isn't mouldy. Steering feels all right. We've got a nice leather steering wheel, like you'd get on a sportier model. I never liked this gear lever. Watch this hump always rip off sumps on it. Oh dear, I think we've got a cracked spring. You hear that boing? Oh, we're beached here, I think. Oh, felt painful. Yeah, cracked spring. Hear that boingy noise? Ah dear. Oh yeah. Yeah, this isn't good. But my roof works. You can't have it all, can you? This thing, I should have checked, but it sounds like my exhaust hanging on by a thread. Some people there gone for a walk thinking, what is that idiot doing? With cameras all over his old Peugeot. Performance test. Brakes work. Brakes work. Peace and quiet. Right, this isn't going to pass an MOT, is it? Because my exhaust is dangling. I've got cracked springs. I don't even want to do this again. Oi! Right, I'm going to park this up and leave it before something breaks. Handbrake works. Shall we, for a bit of fun, give the keys to my mechanic and just see if it'll pass an MOT, or see what's wrong with it? We'll get them to do an inspection and then give me a list, which I imagine will be very long, but happily we've got a brand new notepad here with lots of pages left and lots of ink in the pen, so you know, we're all equipped, prepared, aren't we? I think that's the best thing to do, isn't it? Let's see then if this roof will go back up. Moment of truth. You can barely hear it, can you? What a piece of quality. Keep expecting a creature to come out and grab me by the neck or something. There we go. If it's one thing the French know how to do, it's how to build a car that lasts. I think actually I'm going to back this round so that it's easier to pop the bonnet, because my guess is this battery's goosed and it'll need jumping again. Watch my Tucson, don't damage that, do we? My 05 Tucson. Perfect. Right, I'll have an answer for you guys very soon. I look forward to it, do you? And we're back in my scrapyard. It really is like death row, this place. It is full of tat, basically. The Peugeot 207 Coupe Cab isn't worth repairing, sadly.
my mechanic, she called me and started rattling off all the issues, but I was busy, I was driving, I was on hands-free, the signal kept fading in and out, so I thought, just leave me a list in the car and I'll go through it at my leisure, which is exactly what we're going to do today. So, let's go and have a look around it, shall we? In addition to the exhaust hanging off and the flat battery and the slight misfire and the chuffing injectors, I want to see what else they've found. So somewhere in this lovely little French sports coupe, which stinks of mould, nice squeaky door there, is a long list of faults. Hang on. Right, let's do this outside before I get legionnaires or something. Are you ready? Auxiliary drive belt cracking. Battery flat, we know that. Offside number plate light in op. That's all fine. So that's easy to fix, those three. Number 4, front disc worn. Number 5, rear disc worn. Okay, we're into a few £100 there. Exhaust hanging off. And also the exhaust blowing from the flexi, which is rotten. Full system required. That's going to be quite pricey then. Near side rear coil spring snapped, which is that boing noise which we heard when we took it for a quick spin. Rear brake flexi cracked. Front brake flexi cracked. Corrosion within 30 centimetres. Right, this is the serious thing. Corrosion within 30 centimetres of a chassis something or other. Yeah, there's separation on the spot weld, so that needs some welding. The gearbox mount is worn, hence all the rattles and vibrations. Somebody in the woods there. I feel like we're in the Blair Witch. Aircon condenser perished, so the aircon doesn't work. But we've got an... This is disconcertingly vague. We've got an oil leak, unknown origin, and injector seals leaking. I'm quite proud of myself because I diagnosed most of those things. It's very crinkly, that paper, like there's a water leak. I diagnosed lots of those issues myself, so I do know what I'm talking about, don't I? Give myself a pat on the back. So I think what I'm going to do, I need to do some housekeeping really. I've got an awful lot of scrap in this car park. Well, I say car park, it used to be a scrap yard and I've single-handedly turned it back into one. What I'm going to do is scrap this, scrap that, scrap that, scrap that. And then I'll feel better. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my mind. There's some money back in the bank. I will have blown some money, granted, but you can't win them all, can you? So I think I'm going to call J. Davidson, a local scrap dealer, and get them to come and collect these cars. J. Davidson Scrap. Bonjour.
Hey, Jackson.
Hi, it's Matt at High Peak Autos. How are you doing?
How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. I've got quite a few scrap cars here, if you wouldn't mind collecting them for me, please.
Where are you calling from?
High Peak Autos.
Are you all complete?
Yeah.
Right, what else have you got going?
I've got a Peugeot 207cc.
Yeah.
I've got a Nissan Navara pickup truck.
Yeah.
And I've got a Jeep Cherokee.
The 207
Yeah.
210 each, the Navara and the Cherokee 320 each.
Right, okay. All right, no worries.
I'm going to say, if we can collect them Thursday, potentially a couple of them might knock on to Friday.
Yeah, fine. There's no rush. Yeah, there's no rush. Yeah, fine.
All right. No worries.
No worries.
Oh, darling.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let me just work out my total loss then. This is going to be like an episode of Bargain Hunt, isn't it? Where they get really excited when they lose £2 or make £2. The Peugeot cost me £500 and I've sold it for £210. That's a loss of £290. That cost me £350 and I've sold it for £210. So that's a loss of £140. So far, then just to give you a running total, we've lost £290 plus £140, that's £430. That cost me £500, I think, and I'm getting £320 back. So that's a £180 loss. That's a £610 loss. The Cherokee, I can't even remember. It's been a while, that. I think it was £700 or £800. Then the lads at Transformotion put new tyres on it, new springs, all that sort of stuff, because we did an off-road day with it, which was good fun, actually. So I think that cost me another £600 or £700. Let's forget that one, because I don't want to get all depressed. On the bright side, yes, I might have lost £1,000 or something, but I'm going to get £1,000 back from J. Davidson when they do me a bank transfer for all this scrap. And then with that £1,000, I can go and buy a little Fiesta for £1,000 and then hopefully sell it for £1,750. And then we move. That's pretty much it. Can't get too bogged down in these losses, can you? So I think that's about it. Right, well, as you've just heard, they'll be here tomorrow and the next day to collect all these headache cars, and then my headache's gone. No profit, granted, but I'm without a headache, which is a good thing. And I've got some space, so I can fill it back again with tat. Never-ending revolving door of scrap.
Well, that was the 207cc, another hateful French car. I think in the end I scrapped that car and lost about £300 on it. I think I paid £5 and scrapped it for £220, so not the greatest business deal, is it? But still, I've saved you all from seeing another Peugeot on the road, so you can thank me later. Next up on my list then of the worst French cars I've ever bought is a little 2009 Renault Clio. Now, generally, I'm quite a big fan of the Clio. I think they're decent cars, but this one wasn't great. In fact, it was far from great, it was awful. I bought it for just £500, but it had quite a few hidden issues. Let's take a look. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today we're going to pick up a 2009 Renault Clio that's just come in part exchange. We've given £500 for it, so on the face of it, it seems quite cheap. They always seem to sell well, these Clios. They're a perfect first car, but I've been told this one's a bit scruffy. It currently owes me £500. I was thinking if I spend another £500 on it, then it'll owe me £1,000, quick maths. Then it should be worth £1,995, £2,250, £2,295, something like that. So as long as it isn't too far gone, then there should be a decent chunk of profit in it. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Right, let's go and have a look at it, shall we? I'll see you there. Well, we're here, and it actually looks alright. It's black, it's got alloys, so it must be a dynamique model. They always sell really well, those. The bodywork on the driver's side looks okay, and on the passenger side too. It is covered in rain though, so it is quite difficult to tell, I suppose. That though looks like a bit of a bargain for £500. Of course, mechanically it could be poor, and the interior could be horrendous. I don't yet know, so I don't want to get carried away. I don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched. Let's see if there's any MOT on it then. As always, I'm going to do a vehicle history check using Car Vertical. So it's really easy to use. All you do is go to carvertical.com, type in the vehicle reg or the VIN. In this case, we know the reg, that is Papa Echo 09 Lima Delta Victor. Check vehicle. This will tell us whether it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. If you want to do one of these checks for yourself, and I urge you to do so before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike, then don't forget to use my promo code HIGHPEAK and you'll get 10% off each and every vehicle check that you do. Alternatively, click the link below in the video description. What's clever about this is it's checking databases in 35 different countries. It checks millions of cars. Right, and the report's done. So, pretty good. So it's never been stolen, the odometer's fine, it's never been clocked, there's no outstanding finance, and there's no recorded damage. So we're clear. Right, I was told it'd done about 90,000 miles, so the last MOT it done 85,000 miles, and it's fairly consistent every single year. It's done about 5,000 miles a year. Right, let's check the MOT then. This is interesting. Right, the average market price for such a vehicle is £2,650. So I think at £500 I can't really go wrong, can I? It's a 1.2 petrol, 74 horsepower, front wheel drive, manual, 4-cylinder. That'd be the perfect first car for some young lad, actually. I think the fact it's black and 5-door makes it quite appealing. Let's check the MOT then. So ownership changed, failed an inspection. Okay, lovely. Well, that's quite good news. So for the last 3 years, the last owner's had it since 2020, March 2020, just before lockdown. And the last 3 MOTs passed with not a single advisory item, which is quite a good sign, isn't it? Right, let's go and have a look around it then, now the rain's stopped. Okay then. I sold a car just like this to my auntie about 5 years ago. That was exactly the same, and it's supposed to have silver door handles there and there, but they always wear away. So, with my auntie's car, I took it down to my body shop and asked them to paint the handles back to silver, and it looked really bright straight away. So, what can I see? I know it's difficult to tell when it's covered in water like this, but it does look quite tidy. We've got drum brakes on the back, we've got a harmonic tyre on about 6mm of tread. The wheels could do with a refurb, but at this sort of price, I don't think I can afford to do them. I think I'll do the handles though. We've got a, what have we got on the front?
Never heard of that brand, but it's on about 5mm of tread. We've got front fog lamps. It was supplied by Renault Liverpool. Headlamps could do with a buff. There's a little scuff there which I could touch in. Oh, and there actually. Yeah, I could touch that in. Get an upturned beer crate or a little milking stool and sit there for half an hour with my touch-up pen. That is on about 4 or 5mm, that's not too bad. Brake discs, there's a slight lip there, but I think they'll pass an MOT. This side, apart from needing a good clean, doesn't look too bad. Again, paint the door handles. And then on this side, we've got the tyre brand is a Harmonic Aptani. Very good. On about 5mm. Not too bad then, is it? Let's look around the back then. So we've got matching plates, so it's never been in a whack. This is all right, you know. So far, so good. Watch the inside be in right state. Right, the other good bit of news is we've got 2 keys. One's broken. But oh, that's not right, is it? We've got 2 keys, but that one's as smooth as... Can't think of something that's smooth. Oh, they both work. I could get that one cut then, couldn't I? Right, well, inside isn't as good as the outside, I'll be honest. Bit of a rip there, bit of a rip there. On this kind of car, is it really worth spending £300 on the seat? Probably not, to be honest. Very grubby, very dirty, but it would all clean up. Around the back, yeah, this isn't so good actually, it's full of dog hairs, but it would all clean. This has been a kiddie school run, kiddie abused car, this. We're missing a headrest. Full of dog hairs. But you know, it would all clean up. Got Isofix seats at the back, manual windows. It's also missing its parcel shelf, but the good thing with these kinds of cars, nothing will be expensive. Because you can have a look on eBay and find a parcel shelf and headrest, I'm sure. With a good old clean, this would be all right, I think. Let's have a look under the bonnet then. In fact, ooh, some sticky mess there, try not to touch that. Some spare bulbs. Service history then, right. Got a receipt there for road tax. That's the current MOT then, which runs out in September, so it'll need a fresh one. We've got a receipt there at 13,000 miles from Renault. Now, service book on these, is it in the back of the... Pretty sure it's in the back of the owner's manual. That's weird. I thought the service book was in the back of the owner's manual on Renaults. It's not in the back of this bugger. Right, well, no service book. It's a pity. I could always call Renault, couldn't I? Renault Liverpool. And see if there's any history. Right there, Let's have a look if there's a cam belt sticker. Right, well, apart from it being quite grubby, not too rusty or corroded. Vehicle inspection. Nope, I thought that was a cam belt sticker. Oh dear, it's broken my dipstick. That's the worst dipstick idea I've ever seen in my life. That actually looks quite clean. Because the only service receipt so far, that looks quite clean actually, doesn't it? Very good. No mayo. All good on the mayo front. Screen wash is topped up. It's little things like this which make me think the previous owners actually maintained it. In fact, they've put some screen wash in it. Honestly, it's little things. The amount of cars I get in these days, and even the screen wash doesn't work because they can't be bothered topping up the screen wash. Thought that was a sticker then. So it is a Dynamique 1.2 16 valve. Okay then. Steering wheel's always wear on these. Always peels off and looks hideous. Right, well, they can't start it with that one, can we? 90,000 miles. Radio 1. Okay, seat back a little bit. That's either somebody's pin number, that's either someone's pin code or the radio code. I suspect radio code, so keep that safe. Apart from all this Aldi centre aisle Bluetooth nonsense, which can go, we've got air conditioning. Someone's stuck on this little phone holder. Let's fire her up. So it's never had a cam belt. Now, can you do a cam belt on something like this? Profit-wise. The fan only works on position 4. That's a really common Renault issue. So it needs a new resistor there, right. I'd be very surprised if my air conditioning works as well. Well, we've got no warning lights on. Central locking works. Both my windows work. It's unusual for Renault, this. Turn that down. So there is a little bit of prep here, isn't there? It's going to need a service, MOT, whatever else my mechanic finds, heater resistor, parcel shelf, headrest, a very good clean, fresh set of mats, maybe a cam belt. Might get my mechanic to check it. I mean, it's 14 years old. If it hasn't had one, it's going to be crying out for one. We'll cross that bridge, I think. Right, I think for now then, we could take this for a drive and see how it performs. Right, we've got a check airbag light on. To get that checked out then. And we're away. My clock's flashing, as if this has had a flat battery at some point. My clutch is very high. It's a little bit loose and knocky over bumps. Like it wants some sort of suspension work, bushes or track rod ends or something like that. Oh, that clutch is very high. So I could probably get this to slip if I tried hard enough. This 1.2 Renault engine is famously slow. I guess that's why it makes it a perfect first car, really. No one's going to get into any serious trouble in it. Good bit of driving there. Nobody's got any patience, have they? Nobody. What am I going to have to spend on this? Straight away, I could, if it passes an MOT and PDI checks okay, it could be 250 quid this. But I think if I end up putting a clutch in it, because it is quite high, that. It's not slipping though. It's not slipping. Oh, it is actually. It is slipping. It's in the very early stages of it slipping, and my airbag light's on. It isn't really a retail car, this. Oh, and I've got that seat repair. Oh, it's such a borderline case. It isn't really a retail car, but stock's a little bit thin on the ground, and it seems to be that only the cheap stuff sells. What I might do then is run this to my mechanics, get them to check it out, get them to price me up for a clutch, and ask them to sharpen the pencil for me when they give me a quote. If they could do this at a reasonable-ish fee, then I think it would be worth, just about, it would be worth doing. I think, yeah, that clutch wants replacing. I think rather than fix the upholstery on this seat, I might just have a look on eBay and see if I can find one that matches. If I could find a used seat for 50 quid, it would save me the £200 it would cost to repair it. I think I'm going to have to box quite clever on this one. I mean, it does drive, it drives okay really. I've driven far worse. Driven far worse today actually. Oh yeah, we're slipping. She's a rider. We've got a rider.
Can you hear it? You press the accelerator and all you get is more noise. Right, what should I do? What should I do? Let me run it to my mechanics and see what they think. I'll get their second opinion. If I could get it prepped for, well, what did Car Vertical say it was worth? 2.5 grand. It owes me 500 quid. If I could get this prepared for 750, so 750 plus my £500 I paid for it, so 1250, then I could be looking at a double your money, a 1250 profit. In which case it would be worth doing, wouldn't it? Right, leave this with me. I'll catch up with you later on. As you can probably tell from my slipping clutch, I'm back in the Renault Clio and I haven't had any of the repairs done. After we last spoke, I took it down to the car wash for a quick mini valet. I figured before my mechanic saw it, I better get it looking a little bit cleaner. As it turned out, that was just a big waste of time and £15 because my mechanic didn't look upon it any more favourably. In fact, my mechanic actually signed the Clio's death warrant. I'll go through that in a second. Then we can add front brake discs to my list of faults. Apart from the faults that I knew about, my mechanic did unearth some more. Used car game's always interesting, isn't it? Isn't it always a barrel of laughs? To be honest, guys, I've just had one of those days, one of those weeks, one of those months where nothing's going right for me. So the last thing I wanted to do was spend £1,500 on a £500 Clio, only to maybe get 2.5 grand for it one of these days. What's the point? What is the point? A bit warm in here as well. And without wishing to turn into too much of a Debbie Downer, who's going to buy it? Somebody's going to come along at 2495 and expect a brand new car. So I think on this occasion, I'm just going to bat this one away. I'm going to check airbag. Instead, what I've decided to do is sell this to another banger trader, somebody that deals in these kinds of dross. Perhaps if things were different and I was in a slightly better frame of mind, I would have probably shopped around and tried to get it fixed, but just couldn't be bothered. I think what I'll do for you now then is pull over somewhere nice and scenic so I can drop the window and get some fresh air because I am sweating in here. And I'll talk you through exactly what my mechanic found wrong with it. Quite a long list. This is a classic example of why people should look after the cars better. Had they fixed things as and when they broke, this wouldn't be facing the scrapyard now, would it? It'd still be on the road, serving the previous owner well. But people don't. People are short-sighted, they don't look at the bigger picture. I'm not altogether sure this clutch will last the duration of this video. Ah, clutch. The unmistakable odour of a burnt clutch. On the bright side, it's quite a nice day. Sun's out for a change. Sorry if I've negged you out on this Friday night. Wasn't my intention. Let's hope that next week is a little bit better. Let's face it, can't be any worse, can it? Here we'll do then. Can drop my window now and get some fresh air. Turn the engine off. Right, you ready for this? So my Clio needed a clutch. That was going to cost about £350. Heater resistor, that would have been about £60, job done. Airbag light, my mechanic reckoned it needed some sort of airbag module. That would have been another £70. The rear wiper, now I'm not sure if that's the wiper. The actual motor works, so it's just a blade. That's another £10, £12 maybe. They found the exhaust system to be heavily corroded, so that would need replacing, or at the very worst case it would be advised, and then it's never going to sell anyway with an advisory item like that. There's a oil leak coming from the gearbox. There's an oil leak coming from the head gasket. All 4 shock absorbers are corroded, so they'd all need replacing, and they would be minimum £100 each, £120 each perhaps. The rear gearbox mounting needs replacing, and in addition to that, we've got some D-bushes that need replacing as well. So the total job, my mechanic reckoned, would be about £1,500. So it really wasn't worth the effort, which is sad. Had I paid the £1,500 to repair it, plus the £500 it owes me, I've still got ripped seats, that would have been another £100. I would still need to paint the door handles and give it a good buff. You're talking another £150 for that. So there is really no profit in this car.
It's a bit sad really, because I hate to be in a situation like that. I like to try and save everything. But sometimes I think you've just got to know when things aren't going your way. And this, unfortunately, is one of those cases. Well, that was the cheap Clio, another car I made a loss on. I sold it to a friend of mine who wanted to buy it for his son. He was going to fix it up and give it to his son to learn to drive it. I think I sold it for £400. It might have been money back, but I think it was £400. So again, I lost another 100 quid. But it served a purpose. His son learned to drive in it, so it did at least fulfill a role. Next up on the list then is another Renault Clio. This one was the previous generation from 2003. And generally, these are pretty decent cars, but not this one. This one had a bit of a hidden story. I bought this one specifically so I could do a car chat video with Shmee150. Now, if you haven't seen that car chat video, go and check it out because it's quite a good one. But Shmee150, or as he's known to his friends and family, Tim, his first car was a Renault Clio. And the whole idea of the car chat series was to take a car that's played an important role in that person's life to them for a video. But sadly, this 2003 Renault Clio didn't make it to Tim. You'll have to watch what happened. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today I bought a 2003 Renault Clio from a viewer of the channel. I haven't actually seen this yet, but my colleague Steve's gone to collect it because it wasn't too far from where he lives. Now you might be wondering why I bought a 21-year-old Renault hatchback. Well, I've got a very good reason for it. My new series that I started, Car Chat, the first episode I did with Mike Brewer. If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. I'm really proud of that episode, to be honest. The whole idea behind the Car Chat series was to have a car that was nostalgic for the guest. So it could be their first car, or, you know, just a car that's been important to them in their life. So we're currently planning the next 3 or 4 episodes of Car Chat, and that's where this Clio fits in. So one of my next guests had a Clio just like this as their first car. You might be able to work out who that is. Now, as always with these kinds of videos, I haven't actually seen this Clio. I'm very busy, I just got an email, so I've seen photographs of it, so I know that it's black and it's done around 55,000 miles, but that's all I know. The seller emailed me out of the blue, he's a viewer of the channel, so thank you Luke for getting in touch, and he seemed like a really honest guy, so the description sounded really good. He'd had the cam belt done 2 or 3 years ago. I think he said it was his girlfriend's car and they no longer needed it, and he wanted £500 for it, so I thought, why not? Steve's only around 5 or 10 minutes away, so I thought we'd go downstairs and wait for him. Then when it arrives, I'll give you a quick tour of it, and we'll take it for a drive. Come on then. Well, we're in the car park now waiting for Steve, and I've just spotted something. You won't believe this, but the Wonder Grip van isn't there. It's actually out on a job. Here he is. It's got some hideous front reg plates, it's missing its wheel trims, but it actually looks quite tidy. Do you remember the advert for these featured Thierry Henry? He had a bright blue one, I think.
Bada boom, it's cool.
Anyway, that's irrelevant. We've got a little dent here, that'll pop out.
Fabulous.
Hey,
Hello.
Is it alright?
It's alright, you know.
Yeah?
Brakes are a bit
What?
grabby around it, yeah.
Right, okay.
You did mention that though.
No warning lights though?
No? No.
Right, okay.
Oh, I think there's an ABS light actually.
Is there?
Yeah. He drives right though. It was his girlfriend's first car.
Okay, little 1.2. They're quite good. You know what I'm pleased about as well? It's no sunroof. They always leak.
Right,
Every
okay.
single one that I've ever had has always got
I
like
know
duct
nothing
tape on the
about
top.
them, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. My mate John, his mum had one of these.
Right,
Used to go
okay.
to school in it.
No, my
In
auntie
like
had
a
one, but I never went
bronzy
in
colour.
it.
Right, okay. That,
tidy,
you know,
though.
with a fresh set of plates and some new hubcaps, wheel trims.
The originals are in the boot.
Original what? Hubcaps?
Plates.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you wouldn't like the font on that.
No. I don't know why people think that looks good, to be honest. In fact, no time like the present, is there? There we go. Place that in there carefully. I feel better already. That's a really clean interior though.
Yeah, well, he's actually cleaned it before I got there as well. Well, that's standard with French cars, isn't it?
Standard, yeah. Did he? He cleaned it for you, did he?
Yeah, he's got a valeting business.
Oh, right, okay. You can tell actually, because that's really clean. No service history, no book pack.
No, he did have it. He said
Yeah.
he had a full service history when he bought it, and then he's
Right,
lost it. He's
right, fair enough.
annoyed with himself for it.
Yeah, but the cam belt's been done,
Yeah.
I think. Right. Oh, there's a receipt here for a service. Customer details, Clark Kent. We bought Superman's car.
2 keys, only one works. That needs
Okay.
a battery.
Right. I'm quite surprised then. It's got steel wheels but remote central locking. That looks all right. Tyres look good.
Yeah, it drives fine.
I'm quite...
It is just the brakes.
Right. Okay, I'll be careful then. I'm quite excited to drive it in a funny sort of way.
Are they original mats or are they like...
No, they're
carpet
original.
mats?
They're original. They're a bit like...
It looks like someone's like office hallway.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like something you find in your grandma's like hallway. That's really tidy actually for a 21-year-old car.
Aftermarket radio.
Oh yeah. That's all right though. Oh, hang on. One of the keys then might not work, you know. Has it ever not started for you?
No.
That's bad timing. How strange is that? Yeah, let me...
Weird.
That's really bad timing, isn't it? It's not the battery though, because it's like... It's not even attempting to turn over, is it? It's like some sort of immobiliser fault.
It's not some French quirk. It's on strike.
It's on strike already. Get the yellow vest out. I don't know then. Should we try the booster pack on it? I don't think it's battery related.
I don't think it needs it.
What could that be then? You see my red light's flashing, like it's like an immobiliser fault.
I wouldn't.
They're what the French call les incompetents, aren't they? No. Disappointing, isn't it? There's no point. Should I try and jump it?
Well, the top gear way.
Yeah. Like just roll it into the... No, I meant like roll it into the into that Outlander or whatever it is.
It's all electrically.
Yeah, I know. It's like an immobiliser fault. I'm going to get enough speed up here. Tell you what. Right, I'm not going to turn it off now. I'm going to leave it running. But should we go to where should we go first? We need a set of wheel trims, don't we?
Mm.
Plates, wheel trims. Should we go to Harrods?
Yep.
Not the one in Knightsbridge, the local one. I know I'm doing this in the wrong order, but before we take it to Harrods, let me do a quick vehicle history check using Car Vertical. Now, it's really easy to do. All you do is go to carvertical.com, type in the VIN or the reg. Now, stupidly, I took the reg plates off. So, the reg is Mike Delta 03, Uniform Yankee Zulu, check vehicle. What this is currently doing is checking database in 35 different countries. So if this has had a bump in Bredbury or a smash in Stockport, it'll tell us. It'll tell us whether it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. It's really thorough, it's really easy to use, and it isn't that expensive, and it's cheaper still if you use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, and you'll save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do. Or alternatively, click the link below in the video description. Right, and the report's ready, so let's have a look. It's never been clocked, no outstanding finance, there's no recorded damage, and it's never been stolen. So we're all clear. The last known mileage was 54,000 miles. It's a front-wheel drive, black, 3-door Clio. We've got the spec here as well. Ownership change, previous MOT history, inspection, failed an MOT, 2014. You forget just how old this car is now, don't you? Oh, loads of advisory items that year. Then the ownership changed in May 23. Right, okay. So it is due an MOT, but we're all clear. That's the result. Right, well, thanks, Car Vertical. Let's hit the road, shall we? Come on. Right then, I don't turn it off in case it doesn't start again. But it is in really good condition. I suspect we've just got a dodgy starter, or maybe bad power to the starter. So nothing too serious, I wouldn't have thought. My windows work, which is unusual for a Frenchie. Ashtray there's like Arkwright's till. Never been smoked in though either. But I suspect somebody probably has lost a fingertip on that ashtray. Well, I haven't got a single warning light on. And the engine sounds pretty sweet, actually. That'll be because Clark Kent's just had it serviced. Right, well, we're on the road for the first time in the Renault Clio. We've got what sounds like a back plate there that's catching. Can you hear that? Something's grinding.
Well, that's not good, is it? Oh, and the brakes. Oh, the brakes are terrible. Don't think there's anything left of those discs whatsoever. So, from what started out as a very tidy little car, needs an MOT, a service, I guess. Sort the starting issue out. Hopefully it's just a bad wire to the starter. Sort out what that noise is, which I think sounds like a backing plate. Something's catching. It's not a sticking caliper or something because we're still rolling freely, so it's not that. Does sound quite sweet though. My fan works on all speeds, it's unusual. No aircon, it is a base model. But yeah, crucially, no sunroof. They always leak. So I'm quite pleased. This is a bit of a base spec. What's good actually is that someone's fitted this aftermarket Sony stereo, but they've connected it properly. So my steering wheel controls work. We're going to head to Harrods now, which is my local car spares place. Nothing to do with Al-Fayed, by the way. It's just a local independent business and they're really good, really friendly. I'll go and get some reg plates made up with high peak autos on. Bit of branding. Cheers. You see, when people see a 21-year-old Clio, I want them to know that it's come from high peak autos. I will also get some wheel trims, 13s or 14s or whatever they are, and it will instantly lift it. Then I suppose we can take it down to my mechanics and leave it for all its work. Hopefully I won't spend more than £250 on it. They'll owe me £750, it's probably worth £12.50. But most importantly, it can feature in my latest episode of Car Chat. Voila, as they say in France. Everywhere I go these days, I'm just stuck in temporary lights. They're everywhere. Oh, look at the Escalade. Hideous, isn't it? And we're off, right. Well, apart from the brakes, the fact it struggles to start, and the noise when I'm in motion, it's all right. It's not a bad car, really. Okay then, I shall nurse this to Harrods, and I'll see you there.
A few moments later.
Okay then, well my nice clear dash didn't last too long. I've got an ABS light on and a service light. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's not good news. Clutch feels all right though. Well, what a surprise. We're sat in more temporary lights. It does make some weird noises, this car. As a first car though, I suppose, it would be perfect, wouldn't it? It's black, so it doesn't look like you borrowed it from your grandmother. Handbrake works. Oh, we've got Bosch wiper blades as well, I've just noticed. No expense spared. I wonder if Clark Kent bought those. I'm terrified of stalling this on this hill. I don't know whether I'd be able to get it started again. You know what I never liked about this era of Renault? The clumsy, chunky gear lever and the clumsy, chunky steering wheel. Don't like those. They're just not a very ergonomic design. Doesn't really fit in your hand. Not much I can tell you about it, really. We've got no grab handle here, but we do have one here. It smells like this era of Renault. Anyone that's owned one will know exactly what I mean. Don't stall it, there we go. I've let myself down here, but I don't know how many horsepower this car produces or makes. I guess it's about 60. I'm not sure. My warning lights haven't gone away yet. But on the bright side, we're not too far from Harrods. Opal baths have been torn down. It's mad to think that it's such a small plot and they're quite a big building there. They had a jukebox in the little waiting area thing, and I remember playing I'm Still Standing by Elton John. And it actually handles well, this. Copes with the bumps all right, it's not crashing, there's no knocks, it's not loose or vague. I mean, I still think for 500 quid, it isn't the worst thing I've ever bought. I mean, the other day I bought a Passat for 500 quid and ended up selling it for 250. So in comparison at least, this seems like quite a shrewd buy. Right, well we're nearly here now, we're just pulling up at Harrods. I might as well, while I'm here, give a shout out to Plumbing Direct. If you're in the area and you need any plumbing bits, go and check them out. I always use them. Here we go then. Thinking about it, you know, I shouldn't have turned it off, should I? Might have to jump start this again. Right, the wheels are 14s, let's go and get some trims. Thank you. Cheers.
Right, I've got my new plates, and I've got my new, wait, have a look at these. It was either this or buy a set of chrome spinners from eBay, but I restrained. I think then, guys, we'll head to the garage and I'll fit these, fit the plates, and then drop it off at my mechanics. Just praying this starts now. No. How annoying is that? I'm gonna have to bump it in reverse. I knew I should have left it running. That was done in style, wasn't it? Right, I'll see you at the garage then. I'll try not to stall. Right, well, here we are then. I'm not going to turn it off in case it won't start again. It's annoying that, isn't it? Watch this transformation in 5 minutes. Now these wheel trims cost me, I think, £24. So it's far cheaper than buying a set of wheels for it. And really, it doesn't really matter. On this kind of car, this will look fine, honestly. Figure out where my tyre. Look at that. We're literally adding value now for £25. These are like chav girl earrings, aren't they? You want to try it? You've had worse in your ears, to be fair. You're impressed, Steve, aren't you? I like to get hands on, you see. Voila, job done. I think we'll go and take these to the tip because they're offensive to anyone with working eyes. And we'll fit my nice new IP Autos plates. I use the old plates as the templates for the holes. Shall I show you this as well, just to prove that I do jobs like this? Right, when you're drilling plates then, one word of advice. Drill the holes from the back, not the front, so you don't pop the white plastic stuff off the back. So we'll line that up. And also, don't do this in your kitchen at home because your missus or your mother will be livid. I normally go straight through the worktop until I get some sawdust on my fingers. Then I know I've gone far enough. They can go in the tip. I told you I did all my own work, you know. Easy as that. Job done. I'm going to run this down to my mechanics now for the service, the MOT, the brake issue, and the starting issue, and the noise. There's quite a long list. If I can keep my spend to £250, like I said at the start, this is quite good for making a point. If I can keep my spend to £250, like I said at the start, then it'll owe me £750. But I'm already £40 into it, aren't I, with the wheel trims and the plates. That might have been a bit optimistic. Still, we have to aim for something, don't we? If I can have it all done and dusted, owe me £800, I still think there's probably £500 profit in it, which isn't to be sniffed at, is it? I'll catch up with you later on then. Cheers. And we're back in the Nissan 100NX Memorial Garden, and the little Renault Clio is, well, as you can hear, it's ticking over nicely in the background. We've fixed the starting issue. There was a bad earth or something like that to the starter motor, so that was quite a quick fix. But, sadly, that's where the good news ends. Let me explain. I know the starting issue's been fixed now, but I don't have all that much confidence in it, to be fair. Let me try it. Oh, ye of little faith. I'm impressed. Right, I'll leave it off. As you can see from the driving position there, I think it's been driven by Ali G recently. There we go. Bad boy chiller crew. I've got a very long list of faults here which prevent this car from passing another MOT. It can all be fixed, but I just don't know what to do with it. It was a £500 Clio, and apart from me, I'd have never bought this kind of thing, to be fair, honestly, if it weren't for my new episode of Car Chat and this being, you know, the next guest's first car. So I don't know whether to just scrap it for £250 and try and buy a decent one with a clean MOT, or continue with the work. Not really sure, so I could do with your thoughts really. So let me know below in the comments. How do I? There we go. We've gone full from Ali G to librarian here, haven't we? Right then, where should we start? I left it here for an MOT and asked for no advisory items. Elmer Fudd would have a field day, wouldn't he? I left it also for a PDI, pre-delivery inspection, which is a general check over of the car plus a minor service. The starting fault issue, that's been sorted. It was a bad connection to the starter solenoid, job done. ABS issue and a backplate noise on one of the brakes. I'm just reading through my workshop notes here. They're an awful lot. Suspect rear end bump because the boot floor's damaged and out of shape. Let's have a look, shall we? Now this, when we checked it on Car Vertical, was all clear. But that's not to say it's never been involved in an accident. It just means it hasn't been involved and they recorded it. Oh, look at that. This actually serves as a good lesson. You see how that's all crumpled? So it's obviously had a right whack. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because this bumper was never quite right. It tapers like a mouse's head. In addition to that, my mechanic said that it also had a front end whack. In fact, let me show you. It's French, so the lever's on the passenger side. Let's see if we can see any damage. And again, if anything, this will just serve as a lesson, so you know what to look for. Well, I'm struggling to see any front end damage there. Oh, I've just remembered. My mechanic said that I was expecting sort of damaged chassis legs or, you know, signs of repairs or whatever, but she said the radiator was loose. That's why they suspected it had front end damage. So there we go, more great news. In addition to that, we've got the near side front seat tilting up. There were fault codes for the airbag and the ABS system. In addition to that, there are a load of bulbs, that sort of stuff. The spare tyre's flat and badly perished, that needs to be replaced. The exhaust back box hanger is worn away and it's banging. Near side rear tyre, below legal limit. Offside front tyre, below legal limit, so it needs a set of 4 or 5 tyres. Oil leak from the back of the engine. Fluid leak from the gearbox, radiator mounts broken and insecure, indicative of a front end whack, offside outer CV boot split, ABS scan offside, ABS sensor signal, okay, front disc worn, offside brake pipe corroded to excess, right, both front anti-roll bar links heavily deteriorated, that would be a fail, gearbox very oily. Now, I'm no expert, but generally speaking, gearboxes work better when the oil's on the inside, not the outside. Offside rear wheel bearing, very slight noise. Very faint scratches on the screen. ABS and airbag codes, yep, we've already mentioned that. We suspect the scraping sound is diff bearings. So there we are. That is this Clio's death warrant, really. It's a pity because it's quite a clean car. I just wish I'd kept the receipt now for those wheel trims. What a waste. So what do I do then, guys? Do I get it to pass an MOT with a load of advisory items? Just do the bare minimum? Or scrap it? I hate being in this position. This ultimately is what happens when you buy scrap like this. It's a game of Russian roulette. This is how I started my buying and selling career, really, with things like this. Buying things for £500 and selling them for £795, £895, £995, that sort of thing. But it isn't always plain sailing. Quite often you get caught out. So what would you do? Let me know below in the comments. Au revoir, as they say in France.
Well, that was the cheap Renault Clio, which, like I say, I bought for the Shmee video, but sadly couldn't use it. My mechanic deemed it, I think she said it was too dangerous to take on the roads. So in the end, I scrapped it. And I lost about £280 on it. In the end, for the Shmee video, I borrowed a brand new Clio from Renault's PR team. And that was quite a decent car, actually. But it was quite expensive. I think it was like £28,000. But yeah, that concludes today's video and today's list of all the times I was burnt by a French car. There have been plenty of others, trust me, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Those are the ones that immediately sprung to mind. I know that sounds like an awful lot of hate for French cars, because as I'm currently driving through France, I'm seeing some quite nice looking cars. I never thought I'd say this, but some are genuinely good looking. I found myself on several occasions walkie-talkie my friends just to say, hey, did you see the new Renault Espace? Did you see the new Scenic? They're really good looking cars. If you're a big fan of French cars and you'd like to see a more positive video, then you'll have to check out last week's video. But anyway, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, see you next time. Cheers, guys.